All right, we got everybody live. So on Facebook, I'm gonna be right back. I know you guys are gonna kill me. I made sure you guys both what's going on here. So, for those who don't know, today we actually moved into the larger office space, and we're pretty excited about it. The company's growing. That means we're helping people, and of course, we wouldn't be here without everybody here. That's with you guys on Facebook and of course you guys on YouTube. So let's go ahead and just give everybody a couple minutes to come on board. Last time I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, so we're gonna go about 10 minutes explanation, 15 minutes Q&A. How's that sound? All right. So we're gonna get everybody a couple minutes. Where you guys coming in from? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So you guys ain't seen nothing yet, man. It's been pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get everybody a tour. So people are still chiming in on Facebook here. So let's go ahead and give everybody a nice little tour here. Give me 1 second. Let me close some of these windows out. And let's see what we got here. I'm gonna show you guys a new tour of the a tour of the new office space here. Hope that's cool. So let's go. All right, so of course this is the new office space that we have. There's a lot more room. Okay, so we needed it, man. So I'm gonna do both of these together. All right. So needed all the space, man. So that's the of course the assistant's desk. And then of course we have of course another desk. That means that somebody else is joining the team here. And of course we have my desk, of course. And yeah, that does say hashtag killing it. So I don't know if you guys can see that on YouTube, but either way. So still got the same artwork as before, right? Never not working, all the rest of that jazz. And so this is the other office space. Giving everybody a couple seconds to come on in. And this is the old room, okay? So you guys see the 850 sign back there in the back. Got cleared everything out tonight, actually. So had to clear everything out. The room was too small, and now we got to go into the bigger room. All right. So either way, I wanted to give you guys that little quick tour. So let's go straight into it before people start complaining. Right. So, all right, let's go. Let's talk about auto loans. Okay. Auto loans, leases. Let me get your questions. Let me see what you guys got to ask. So, as you guys know, I got plenty of. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me stay on this page. I don't want to leave this page. Stay on this page. Okay, let me get everything back set up. So, just want to give you guys that little quick tour. Now I'm good to go. What's the Facebook group? Yeah, just join the other. You can join on Facebook, or you can leave it stay on here. Let me know if it's kind of choppy. I'm hoping everything is looking pretty good. So, give me 1 second here. Actually, I can leave it like this. Actually, so, all right. So let's just go straight into it, guys. What questions do you have about auto loans, leases? What questions do you guys have? Refinancing. I know you guys. First off, y'all send me emails all day long. I'm talking all day, right? So I know you guys got questions on this stuff because now it's time. I know, and if you sleep, it's time to wake up because you're just gonna be mad that you missed this live. Let's go to it. What's the best auto loan company there is? You know what? It really all depends. I think that, of course, there's a lot of banks that's always doing something. What do I think about Carvana? Oh, get ready. Um, so, I mean, there really isn't like the best one, I should say. I recommend this. If you can, always try to, finance with the automaker. So, for example, if you buy a Toyota, try to buy one from a Toyota dealership if it's used, especially if it's pre-owned. Not just Toyota, any brand. And but really, honestly, it's really going to come down to paying your bill on time. As long as you pay your bill, banks won't bother you. It's when you start being late and then people get mad that they're not flexible. Okay, so but honestly, you want to try to finance with the automaker if you can. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about the terms, really. When you buy a pre-owned vehicle from the automaker, you're going to get a certified warranty. Okay, and so when you get a certified warranty, you're going to get better interest rates. Okay, so you get better interest rates. I mean, everybody who doesn't want a better interest rate than what they already got, right? And but I mean, no, like when I bought my car, I bought a 2014 vehicle, and it had 16,000 miles on it because I'm just going to do a lot of driving. Okay, and so that was one of the things I knew I had to get in place was making sure that I had a good interest rate. and my interest rate came out to 3.25 for, hold on one second, let me just get this going here. And so my interest rate came out to 3.25. So I mean, it really all depends, but again, that vehicle was certified. So there isn't necessarily like a best bank. It's where whoever you guys want to pay. That's what it's going to come down to, right? It's paying people on time. So what other questions we got? I know I missed a few of them. And come on, Facebook. I know you guys got some questions. So let's see what we got. If you're upside down, okay, I love these questions. So, let me go back to Carvana. So Carvana, I mean, from what I've heard, it's pretty cool. You really don't have to do much. You don't have to go into a dealership. You don't have to negotiate. There's another company called Fair.com. I tried to actually reach out to them. So if y'all talk to them, make sure you tell them that 850. They still wait on a response. So, but either way, I know with Carvana, it kind of takes away the personality. I mean, like the conversation. Every experience is not a bad experience. I had a great experience when I bought my car, but again, I knew the game, so I already knew what kind of questions to ask and things of that sort. So I mean, with Carvana, I feel like it takes away the learning of the vehicle, and things of that sort. Now, granted, I know a lot of people say, well, I can just learn on my own. Who needs to know that stuff? Well, sometimes it helps, for someone to show you like features and stuff like that. If you take out the negotiation, the pricing and all that at a dealership, the whole experience is not actually bad. You just got to make sure that you prepare yourself. Just talk, like, you can start the conversation over the phone. That way, you can get past all that stuff, right? You can get past, do you qualify? You can do an application you can do an application online. Some places are okay with you doing a credit application over the phone. Some places even got a soft pull. At my old dealership, we actually installed a program, where you can do a soft pull. That way people can kind of see where they are before they move forward. I know it was bomb. It was bomb. I know. So another great thing that I saw that I won't get too much credit for, but who knows? Who cares? Who's watching the video? So sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. All right, so let's go back into the questions we got. Upside down in an auto loan, is it worth trading in for something you really want, or just pay it off and buy something later? It really all depends on the equity. If you got a situation that could be, like thought out, then you most definitely can, get yourself out of that situation. Okay. So for example, if you do, let's say, for example, you owe $10,000 on your car. Your car's worth $5,000, right? Then, you got $5,000 worth of negative equity, right? So all you have to do to get out of that situation is real simple. You could either, if your credit score is high enough, like 700, 720, 680 in some cases, then you can actually carry over that entire $5,000 worth of negative equity. If your score is a little bit lower, then they're not going to let you carry over that amount of negative equity. And that's where you got to go into a car that has a rebate, or you got to replace the entire amount of negative equity with a down payment. So for example, if same scenario, you owe 10,000 on your car, but it's only worth, let's say, 5. So you go into a car that has a $2,000 rebate, and your score is like a 620, where they won't let you carry over the other $3,000, right? Because you owe 5, all right? And so the only difference is going to be going into a situation where you got to put down money, okay? There's nothing wrong with putting money down. Some people have to put money down. Some people got to put money down because of the car that they got last time, okay? Some people got to put money down because of Uber, all right? I'm sure you guys watched the #1 video on this channel, how driving for Uber or Lyft affects your credit score. It's not a direct effect on your credit score, but it puts you in a negative equity position where only your credit score can get you out of it. So, but again, I recommend, looking at the numbers, seeing if the numbers work out. Go to kbb.com, get an idea of what your vehicle's worth. And that's another thing. Try to trade your vehicle in where based on the make, if you're interested. So for example, if you have a Dodge and you want to buy a Dodge, it would make sense to go to a Dodge dealership so you can trade in your Dodge. But if you go to a Nissan dealership and you got a Dodge, it's not that they're going to give you a substantially amount less. It's just that, again, they can't certify it, So, and most vehicles have more value if they're under 70, 60,000 miles. Keep that in mind. Vehicles are more valuable if they're 5 years old and they got like a decent mileage. But with everyone doing Uber and Lyft, these vehicles are not worth a lot of money, man, because the mileage is so high. And then don't be in a situation where your interest is high, and now you got all this mileage on your car. Now you really upside down. All right. But again, you guys can watch that video. So let's see what else we got. Okay. Had a good experience with GM Financial. Of course, that was, GM Financial. I mean, most companies are pretty good. I mean, listen, I got a lot of bill payers on my channel too. So everybody ain't got not the best credit. A lot of people on here pay their bills on time.
But I get it. Sometimes it's tough, man. Financial things happen, but that's where you got to grab my ebook. And that's the power of multiple streams of income. Like when my wife and I, we've learned how to live off of one income. Everything else is just taking care of, bringing down student loan debt and whatever other goals we have. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Okay, is it better to lease or finance? Depending on how much you drive. To be honest with you, so for example, I recommend to people that don't have a lot of miles to drive every single day, you should really consider leasing. Leasing saves on average, the average person versus like if you was to buy a car and you went with a purchase, that payment came out to let's say 400. Chances are you're gonna save $30 to $40 a month on that same car by going into a lease in some cases, okay? And that I've seen. Now, everyone's taxes are different, but I'm telling you, if you saving money in Illinois, where they tax for everything, for those who don't know, did you guys know we're the only state that pays a tax on Netflix? Yes, we pay an extra dollar. It's called an entertainment tax. So if you can save money on a lease in Illinois, I know for a fact you can save money on a lease anywhere else. Now, why do you save money on a lease? A couple reasons. One, the manufacturer they know for a fact that you're gonna come back with a certain amount of mileage on the vehicle, so that's one. Number two, they knew you took care of the car because it was a lease. Number three, you won because you got a lower monthly payment, and number four, you really have to do much maintenance to the vehicle, right? With a lease, you're trading that you're giving that vehicle back after depending on what type of mileage you go with, but most leases are 30,000, 36,000. If you go luxury, like Mercedes or Lexus or BMW, something like that. Then they go a 2-year lease, something like that. But you can always hop in, hop out. Some people say, well, I don't like leasing because, if I lease it, I don't own it. I'll say, well, what do you mean? Well, if I go with a purchase, then that means I own it. No, miss 3 payments, you'll find out who owns it. Okay, so you can park around the corner if you want to. They put GPSs on these cars nowadays. So either way, what else we got? So it all depends on the miles you drive. If you don't drive a lot of miles, I strongly recommend. What's a lot of miles? Average mileage is 12,000 miles a year. If you could do 12,000 miles a year, I would look into leasing. If you do 15,000 miles a year, I would consider leasing. There's only about a $15 a month difference, $12 a month difference between 12,000 and 15,000 miles per year going on a 3-year lease. So that's 36,000. What's that? Yeah, 30. No, was that? Yeah, 36,000 or 45,000 miles. So that's really up to you. Again, everybody's going to have different lease deals and things of that sort. But if you drive a lot, if you do Uber or Lyft, consider a purchase. And I would pay extra, especially if you're doing Uber or Lyft, because you're going to have an an 80,000 mile vehicle or whatever you do. I don't know. Everybody's different, on that. But you just got to watch those miles, man. All right. So what about using a credit card to purchase a vehicle to reduce your interest rate? I've seen that before, a 0%. If your credit limit is high enough, here's the problem. A lot of dealerships, they don't have credit card processors that will take that amount. Most dealerships, again, you got to look at the average ticket price. The average ticket on a credit card for dealerships is usually in the service department, $200, $300, $700, unless you're at a luxury vehicle, But on the same token, you can easily do it, but again, they got to pay a fee for that. Merchants have to pay a fee for for doing credit cards. Everyone does, and that's just normally how that goes. Hey, Tawan, how are you? All right, so is it good to put large payments down? Will it lower your payment? Here's the deal. I always recommend some type of form of down payment, honestly, but that's just me personally. Everybody's, of course, going to be a little bit different, So what's going on, Steven? And the problem is that everybody's situation is going to be different. So some people have to put money down. Like if your credit's not the best, be prepared to put cash down. It's just what it is. If you promised that you was going to pay, you promised, you wrote your name electronically or you signed it with a pen, you promised somebody you was going to pay them, right? Then they give you the money and you don't pay them. The next place is going to be more difficult with you because you promised you was going to pay them. Just being honest. You got to think like a bank. Banks don't want to keep going back and forth. They don't want to chase you for their money. You think they want to put a GPS on your car? They don't want to. So in that case, some people have to put down a down payment. Now, what I've seen though, people that have like great credit scores, income's not an issue, things of that sort. Some people put down money. Here's the deal. When you buy, for those who know, you lose a percentage of the value when it pulls off the lot. That is true. Because again, you're an owner. I mean, that's only fair. If you trade the car in, now it has one ownership, right? So the problem is that even if you bought a car for $20,000 and you took it back the next day and sold it to the dealership for what you paid for, and they gave you $20,000, did you know you would still have some form of negative equity? Why is that? Because you still got taxes. You still got to pay taxes. The dealership's not going to give you what you paid on the taxes, so you're going to lose that type of way. So that's what money down would come in at. Now, do you have to? When I bought my car, my 2014, I put no money down because again, the numbers work. I knew what type of numbers I was looking at. You have to. That's the thing. You guys got to really utilize. If you just Google auto loan calculator, plug the numbers in, you'll see what type of payment you can handle, or whatever's your budget is. But again, it's really up to you if you want to put money down or not. Some people say don't ever put money down. Man, listen, if you want, the difference is it all depends on how your perception. Normally, for every $1,000 you put down, it's going to affect your monthly payments by $20 a month. Okay, so for every 500 you put down, it's going to affect your payment $10 a month. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Now, again, if you don't have the best credit, you really can't. There's no wiggle room. Okay, you just stuck with whatever the case, whatever you're going through, right? So that's just what you're gonna be living with. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. Can you trade your car in for a lease? You can. You most definitely can. Depending on your equity. Okay. So, for example, a lease has the payment structured in the actual payment. Okay. I'm sorry. The equity is already structured in the actual payment itself because you said you're going to bring the car back at a certain amount of mileage. And so now they know that you're going to bring your car back around that mileage. Sure enough, you're going to be, at that point, right? So they already have the negative equity kind of put in there, right? If you owe $8,000 on your car and your car is worth $6,000, that negative $2,000 of equity. Now, how much is it per thousand? $20 a month. Don't forget that. Every thousand is about $20 a month. So that means you start off at $40 a month before you even look at a car. Okay. So if your car is worth $6,000, but you owe $8,000, you can go into a lease with negative equity. And now, depending on credit, though, credit will always play a role. If your score is too low, they may not allow you to do that. Carrying over negative equity from another vehicle is a privilege. A lot of people cannot do it. A lot of people they get told, listen, you can buy this car, but you can't trade in that other car. Then some people say, well, who's gonna pay the other car? No, that has nothing to do with us. And then before you know it, people have a voluntary repossession. Now, I'm not saying whether that's good or bad. That's up to you. You have to make the decision on your own. Let's see what we got. I'm trading it out. Thank you. You're welcome. Toyota's the only car with high miles that still holds their weight. Toyota's good. Honda's good. Nissan's good. I mean, a lot of these vehicles are starting to become a little bit better, mainly because people are complaining. So when you get people that start complaining, you got to make things a little bit better, right? And I got friends of mine who work. There's a Ford plant not too far from here, and so I better say something good about Ford. All right, let's see what we got. What's the lowest score that you can get into a mortgage? Now, we talking about auto loans. We talking about auto loans. But a 620 credit score can get you that mortgage, though, so that's not a problem at all. And but again, it's going to be income that's going to get you that kind of buying power. I have a Hyundai with drive time. Ooh, listen. I'm gonna talk about. I think I did a video on it. This channel has done over 200 videos, man. So crazy. So there's some stuff I have to look to see if I've talked about it already. But there are some places like Santander, Tidewater, Prestige, Exeter, Regional Acceptance, Honor Finance, Friendly Finance, unfortunately Credit Acceptance. The list goes on, man. You know what I'm talking about. Where that interest rate gonna be high as hell, right? So the problem is that you guys are holding on to these cars too long. The whole point is you got to get the car, make sure it's within 5 years or newer, and refinance it like that. But the problem is your credit doesn't qualify. That's what we help with. So not trying to sell y'all, just saying. So let's see here. Did I answer that question? I think I did. Oh yeah, I didn't even finish it. That was the biggest mistake, especially when I down payment over $1,000, but I needed a car ASAP. Yeah, man. I mean, that's just how it was. A lot of times we have to rush and go get that car, and we know it's like, man, if this credit card, and that's the thing, if the credit card was down, you're buying a mortgage, right? They say, okay, listen, if you pay this card down at closing, then we'll give you XYZ interest rate, or we'll give you this pre-approval. Okay, cool. So now you got 30 days to come up with the money, 45 days to come up with the money, right? When you buying a car, no, fam, like they go by what you got right now, okay? Let's see. Isn't it harder to prove self-employed income for a lease opposed to a loan? No, not at all. Cars go by credit score. Income is always the only time income is an issue is if your credit score is low. Okay? If your credit score is higher, like I would say 650 or higher, 660 or higher. Here's another thing too. Well, I don't know if it's kind of like fraud if I tell you how to do it. Sometimes if if you're self-employed, you don't have to put owner. You can put manager, right? Manager don't mean that they don't know what that title is. You manage, right? So you can still put manager. You don't have to put owner if you don't want to. But either way, once they see the tax returns and the proof of income, clearly they'll tell that you're a 1099, which I hope you guys are, filing your taxes. But that's a whole nother thing. I was at the barbershop the other day. These guys making 40, 50, 60,000 dollars a year. I said, listen, y'all not filing y'all taxes? So you got to file your taxes, man, because you can't buy a house. You can get a car and credit cards. Those are easy because they don't always ask for proof of income, especially if you get a higher credit score. That's the thing. Get a higher credit score. To even get a lease, you need a higher credit score. Let's see what we got. Let's see, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. I hate down payments. I feel you. So does New York. Y'all are talking about the streets. A credit union. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit more about credit unions, man, because I honestly don't know much about them to give advice. But when I was selling cars, I saw that people always came in with great, interest rates. They came in with the check and things of that sort. They're great for refinancing. So if you guys work at a credit union, I would love to interview you and put you guys on a video. So let's do it. All right. So that's what I'm trying to find. Is leasing like paying a car note just for a shorter period of time? The easiest way to look at leasing, guys, is to look at like an apartment lease, right? You sign for 1 year, but with a car, you just sign for 2-3 years. And of course, you can't. Now, can you that's nothing. Can you bring a lease back with damage? You can. Just make sure it's not beat up. Like, like if you took off one of the rims and then you put like some other random rim that's on there, they're gonna charge you for that. If they give you 2 keys and you come back with 1, they're gonna charge you for that. It's a lease. It's like an apartment lease, but no, honestly though, that's the easiest way to explain it. It's like an apartment lease. So with mileage stipulations, absolutely. Now, can you go over the mileage with leases? Absolutely. They're gonna charge you. Some manufacturers charge 10 cents a mile, 12 cents a mile, 15 cents a mile. So it all depends. Toyota's very good. Yeah, somebody, man, you riding till the reels fall off. It's hard to be off topic. Oh man, it's cool, man. Now listen, I appreciate you guys being here. So never knew I could refinance a car into your channel. Girl, you better refinance that car. Listen, I'm glad y'all like the channel. How about that? All right, so let's see what we got. I got a 2018 Kia Optima with regional acceptance. All right, so there's nothing wrong with the car. I don't like certain banks. I don't like nobody. But here's the thing. I'm be honest with you. We can't. It's only so mad we can get at banks that give us a high interest because they could have denied us, right? There have been plenty of people that got denied. Did you know 70% of people that came into the dealership could not buy a car? I'm talking about could not buy a car and didn't know why. That's why I started the company. I got tired of seeing people come to my desk, and especially when I didn't know nothing. They see me for half an hour, and I'm thinking they could buy a car. They test driving it. They got off the bus. They driving some piece of crap they didn't pulled up in. I'm not going to change their life. Next thing you know, man, I couldn't do nothing with them. And I'm like, man, there's got to be a way. And the rest is history. So we got. I got an LLC, and I'm not sure if I should purchase or buy for tax purposes. You know what? Honestly, see, okay. As far as tax purposes go, you're only going to get a percentage back of what you spend. So it's really up to you. How much do you want to get? Do you want to get? Of course, you'll get back a lot more right away if you buy it all at once. But if you stretch it out, then you can get, deductions every single year. So that's one way to think about it, right? Of course, I was just telling somebody this the other day, or earlier today, if you're providing jobs or you're providing housing, you're gonna always get tax breaks, So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, do auto finance companies use the FICO auto score? Have you seen them use some other FICO scoring model for credit approval? All right, so most of them are going to use the auto score 4 or the auto score 8. Okay, that's normally what it's going to come down to. Another thing too, you guys can always call the dealership and just ask them, hey, what credit score do you guys pull? I mean, what credit bureau do you pull? And you'd be surprised, they'll tell you. They'll say, oh, well, we use TransUnion Equifax. I haven't ran into too many dealerships that run Experian. Have you guys ran into any dealerships that run Experian? I don't know about that. So I know most, like in Illinois. Well, no, I mean most of the dealerships I've seen they run TransUnion, but there's also I got a friend of mine who works at Dodge. They look at both and they go by the higher score, and that's pretty cool. They look at TransUnion and Equifax, and not Credit Karma. No shade to Credit Karma, but they of course everybody goes by the FICO auto score, and but you guys cannot look at Credit Karma and then go to the dealership. Even my clients, I love Credit Karma, right? Because again, my philosophy is why pay to see a low score? Why are you wasting money? You know you a 400 score. You know you a 520. Why are you paying $40 to see a 520? Well, Credit Karma say I'm a 520, but my FICO say I'm a 525. Perfect. You pay $40 to get your 5 more points. Stop. So, but you guys got to know, if you're going to buy a car, honestly, you can get pre-approved before you go to the dealership. A lot of dealerships are now starting to have software where they can get you the soft pull. You can get pre-approved before you go. There's a lot of different ways you guys can do it. Okay, but listen, before you make a move, make sure you guys reach out to us. Okay, the 850 team. We do free credit report evaluations. Let us look at your credit report. Listen, people have called us and they saved money instantly just by a phone call from us before they went to the dealership. There's people that called us. We've given them recommendations on credit cards, and just a phone call. I'm telling you, read the reviews. You guys got to read the reviews. They got a $5,000 limit credit card, $8,000, $10,000. People reached out to us and said, man, I don't even know if I could buy a house. I told a lady today, after she worked with somebody else that, I'm not going to say no name. She worked with somebody else that's on YouTube, that's to my credit and all that stuff. And the score, their score went up. And a lot of times people don't know what to do with people like that. We do. We help you, go into, listen, my process doesn't stop until we help you get, if you get that car, perfect. Let's get that house. Then when you get that house, perfect. Let's get that second house. Let's get a building. It doesn't stop. Where do you want to stop? Where do you stop with your financial goals? I tell everybody that comes in, and the people that we train that work for this company, working with 850 Club is like getting on the elevator. You decide what floor you get off of. You decide that. There is no ceiling here. If you want to keep going, then we keep going. And then you say, well, Calvin, you know what? Some information, I need more than that. We got you. All right, so I'm a co-signer on the car simply because my brother made more. Can I trade it in after a year? Miss Terry, also, too, we got your email, so I'm going to make sure we follow up with you on tomorrow. But can you trade it in after a year? Your brother has to qualify for a vehicle, okay? BMW runners experience. There we go. Equifax in Virginia Beach. How can I get out of a co-signer being of a car? The other person has to qualify. They need to improve their credit score. Tell them to see 850 Club. We'll most definitely take a look at their credit report, free credit report evaluation. I got a 630 credit score, Mitsubishi Outlander, Prestige. Yes, you need to refinance ASAP. Autorefi.capitalone.com. All right. So that's why I'm here. I have experience. I paid $24.95. I messed with my sales, my FICO score to the T. That's right. Do I do stocks? I'm not really interested in stocks. But I did get lucky. My wife and I, we bought a nice amount of shares of Facebook when it was at $21. Boom. So that was a while back, clearly. So I don't do stock. I like to control my investments, honestly. Like, in real estate, carpet versus hardwood floors, stuff like that. Okay, thanks. Thanks for applying. Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. You guys have a good one. Don't forget, if you guys want to help, free credit report evaluation. That's 850club.com/coach me. Thank you guys so much. We got more stuff coming. Who is this? I recently bought a Capital One card, but not sure if I can try with my bank. Which you think is better to go with? Who's that? Bank of America, you mean? No. Always get a soft pull first. Don't always just go with your bank. Just because you guys got checking accounts with them, you ain't got to always get them your money. Because listen, honestly, it's better to go to a dealership because you got at least 4 or 5 dealerships fighting for your business instead of one bank saying, hey, this is what we can do. Unless it's a credit union. I like credit unions usually do a pretty good job at auto loans. Okay. Either way. All right, then. See you guys. Thank you guys so much. And if you got other questions, just shoot us an email or schedule a free credit report evaluation. It's free. We got you guys. Have a good one.